So, being a frequent traveler myself, I've often wondered the impact of Airbnb and other room sharing websites regarding the net benefit of this interruptive industry on the hotel business. So, has the growth of alternative, in this case, non hotel boarding, brought more people into traveling? Has it raised the premium of the hospitality industry as a whole? So I find this very fascinating because this digitally enabled transition into the shared economy has pushed the industry to innovate at all of its various forms and functions. Any hotel business which sits on its laurels without adapting to the new economy will suffer. So, what is a traditional hotel chain to do? In 2013, Accor Hotels found itself trying to answer that very same question. This story is fascinating because, in many ways, it represents the epitome of a fundamental strategic challenge. And I find this really fascinating because if a company can figure out how to adapt to a rapidly changing landscape and at the same time actually change the organization from within to benefit from the changing landscape, then we have reached the pinnacle of strategic success. So, for founders, owners, and CEOs in the hospitality sector, the Accor Hotel turnaround story offers a compelling blueprint for navigating industry disruption and achieving sustainable growth. In 2013, Accor started a radical shift by divesting its real estate to become an asset light company and investing heavily in an augmented hospitality vision. There were some challenges, of course. The first was digital disruption, the emergence of online travel agencies, and more significantly, the disruptive force of the sharing economy led by Airbnb directly challenged Accor's traditional business model. The startups offered new value to customers and threatened direct bookings. So, a second key challenge was with the asset heavy models of traditional hotels, Accor owned a significant portion of its properties. While this ownership enabled control, it also tied up capital and exposed the company to the real estate market fluctuations. So, this asset heavy approach, while not without some advantages, was overall for them a liability to a company which is first a hotel business and second a property owner. Also, finally, Accor had a very hierarchical and inflexible internal culture. They suffered from some of the same internal and cultural challenges that many large and long-standing businesses face. A bureaucratic culture, slow decision making, little innovation, and in many cases, knee-jerk responsiveness to market shifts, decision by committee, all these things that just slow business down and oftentimes prevent them from innovating. So, for the focus of this discussion on Accor's transition, however, the first three, digital disruption, asset model, and internal culture, are the challenges which offered, I think, the highest obstacles to the company's long run success. While these were the challenges, the key would be for the company to achieve a grand objective, one that wasn't just about hotels. The objective was about creating an entire ecosystem of services. Sebastian Bazin was appointed as chairman and CEO in 2013. His background, though, was not hospitality, but rather in private equity. And from that, he brought an outsider's perspective to the organization, and he recognized there was an urgent need for change and was ready to confront that head on. To compete with the digital startups, though, Accor needed to get rid of its legacy constraints and become more ready for this customer centric and at the same time be more technology driven. So Bazin's turnaround strategy was multifaceted. There are many other things, but a few that I'm going to focus on here is the first objective was divestment, as mentioned earlier, to become an asset light organization. Accor began divesting its real estate portfolio, spinning off its property arm, Accor Invest, and this move had the distinct benefit of freeing up capital and, due to the fluctuations of the property market, reduced the financial risk of what is, at its core, a hospitality business. So, what then is the core of a hospitality business? For Accor, that meant focusing on brand management, franchising, and hotel operations. The second key pillar of their playbook was in digital transformation. So Accor began at that time a 5-year, $225 million or euro digital transformation plan. Key elements of this included creating a unified mobile app and developing a seamless customer journey. The second was to enable data-driven personalization, where Accor leveraged loyalty program data and guest profiles to understand preferences and to then customize customer experiences from anything or like room temperature settings to preferred TV shows and things like that. And finally, the digital transition included technology acquisition and partnerships. So Accor strategically acquired tech companies and partnered with startups to enhance the guest journey and operational efficiency. Examples of these include things like concierge services and co-working spaces. So then there was a third pillar of their playbook, which was the augmented hospitality vision. So this included acquiring complementary businesses like concierge services, private home rentals, and co-working spaces. So the goal here was to cater to the evolving needs of both travelers and locals alike. Another key aspect that's worth mentioning in this transition was in challenging the cultural norms within the company. Bazan championed a cultural transformation, pushing for a more agile, innovative, and risk-tolerant mindset. And he did that by decentralizing decision-making within the organization and encouraging experimentation across the different management levels, and thereby, in that regard, empowering employees to think about the future, to come up with their own plans, to come up with ideas on how to expand or improve the business. So the results, uh, they achieved a strategic overhaul. There was, financially speaking, their performance did improve, and since then, Accor has consistently reported strong revenue growth and improved margins, notwithstanding the COVID-19 situation. They did increase in direct bookings and customer loyalty, which reduced their reliance on the OTAs, the online travel agencies, and successfully expanded their ecosystem through the augmented hospitality strategy, which broadened Accor's revenue streams and deepened customer engagement. So in this way, AccorHotels turnaround offers invaluable lessons for founders, owners, and CEOs across the hospitality industry. And I think that, so breaking this down into some lessons, the first lesson is to embrace digital disruption, not to resist it. Accor confronted the threat of digital disruptors, and they've confronted it head on by becoming a digital leader itself. The second lesson is hospitality and all businesses must be prepared for a radical transformation. I mean, incremental changes often aren't enough in the face of this level of disruption in the industry, and their readiness to fundamentally alter its business model was crucial in this case. I think that a third key lesson that we can draw out from this is the importance of a strong visionary leader who can articulate a clear path. In this case, Bazan's leadership and his ability to communicate this vision was critical to the organization's success. Finally, throughout the transformation, Accor retains its focus on customer centricity and experience. At its core, hospitality is about the guest experience. So with a seamless digital journey, personalized offerings, and a broader range of services, they were able to galvanize this focus on the customer journey. So I think that generally in a world of constant change, of course, Accor Hotels' journey from a struggling giant to an augmented hospitality powerhouse serves as a great reminder that with strong leadership, clear strategic vision, and commitment to transformation at all levels of the organization, even the most entrenched businesses can reinvent themselves and achieve unprecedented levels of success. So with that in mind, there are three key questions that I think hotel CEOs must ask themselves to remain competitive over the long run. That is, most fundamentally, are we ready to truly challenge the way our business is done? So Accor shed its traditional assets and embraced the asset-light model, which itself is a fundamental reshaping of the balance sheet and operational control. Should there be anything that is off limits to change? I think overall, the answer is no. A second key question for long-standing businesses is regarding the organizational culture. Is it ready? Is the business ready? Is the management ready to adopt new technologies and to innovate? This is absolutely fundamental to long-run sustainability of a business. If the answer here is no, then this situation must be a number one priority for the CEO to offer a new vision based on knowledge of not only where the industry is going, but where it could go. And third key question, I think, is does the organization have the vision, communication skills, and willingness to make unpopular, radical decisions if necessary to drive organizational change? What needs to be changed and how will that happen is the fundamental underpinning of this question. And that is where the real hard work begins. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion about Accor Hotels, and please let me know if there are any questions or areas to pursue in more detail in the future. And with that, all the best and have a great day ahead.